Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting migration controls enacted, and we're going to try real fast because the Scholar officials want local police force. They want it so bad. I might see if I can swing doing a little fake reform, just to please them. But it's all conditional on me successfully passing migration controls. Nope, lost a general. Hey, we got a literati guy available. We'll put him in charge of an army that's more important. Hey, you. And you're a model. Excellent. Beautiful. So there's migration controls. Big promotions. A big promotion is just around the corner for you. And maybe someone else pretty talented as well. Let's get... Oh, this guy's reckless. But reckless isn't that bad anymore. It's reduced recovery rate, which does suck. We'll put him in the 3rd Field Army for now. We got a better guy. Alright, this guy... He is an authoritarian. We'll make him a medium-sized general. And then it's all scholar officials, dorks all the way down. Alright, what else we got in the events? Missionary works in Western Guangdong. Alright, this is the thing that we were talking about. Foreign missionaries based in Portuguese Macau have asked for permission to build schools and hospitals in Western Guangdong. They will surely use these as platforms to spread their faith. What better way to spread the word of the Lord than through healing? Those who find their way to our hospital will find their way to God. Allow them to build schools and hospitals. 5% of non-Protestants in Western Guangdong will follow the Protestant religion. Increased education access, reduced mortality, or we do not want their foreign faiths. Deteriorates relations with Portugal. 1% of non-Protestants in Western Guangdong will follow the Protestant religion. Before we do this, let's read the Chinese mission events. The opening of certain Qing cities to Westerners has permitted Protestant missionaries to penetrate further into our country. Elements throughout Qing society have come to regard these missionaries as the vanguard of Western interference in the established order. We'll complete if we've expelled missionaries, we become recognized, or we go to state atheism, isolationism, or closed borders. Now, let's take a quick look at the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom. So this happens if any Qing state has that is a Han or Hakka homeland, has turmoil greater than 15%, and has at least one Protestant pop and isn't the capital. So how does that interact with our fragile unity? Boxer Rebellion. Okay, so Boxer Rebellion is not related to this. Because I thought the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom was part of this, but I guess it isn't. Where's Boxer Rebellion? Domestic affairs, farms to factories, it's not that. Poverty crisis, it's not this. Heavenly Kingdom, national agenda. This is curious. So, I'm gonna get... Yeah, I'm just gonna say we don't want their foreign faiths. It's fine. Relations with Portugal could be better. I'll improve relations with them. I don't want things to be terrible with Portugal. Chitral is damaging relations. Well, Chitral, you're just going to have to tolerate being a vassal, because you're going to be a vassal a long time. Khalsa Raj obviously went up in Liberty Desire over me doing that thing to Chitral, but, you know, things are what they are. I think it's going to be time to go after Afghanistan pretty soon. Tributary 21.9 infamy, so I need to be below 3, basically. I've also got some areas that are low on infrastructure once again. How is... But can the private sector build those areas up? Doesn't look like it. At least not presently. So, Jiangxi, southern and northern Anhui. Where's Jiangxi? Here. Alright. Go ahead and build a railway. In southern Anhui. Already got a railway here, actually, but we'll build another. And then northern Anhui. We've already got a railway here, and we'll build a second. That'll be good. So this will take forever. But it'll ultimately be worth it. Oh, maybe... I'm actually going to wait. I'm going to build the barracks first. It is what it is. So I can expel missionaries... Oh, man. This is just going to decay relations with a bunch of people. And... doesn't seem like it's going to be worth it. So I'm gonna run the risk of a Taiping Heavenly Kingdom. But here's the thing. I'm not worried if there's a Taiping Heavenly Kingdom because I can fight a Taiping Heavenly Kingdom. I could take a Taiping Heavenly Kingdom in a fight. Who would win in a fight? The oldest great power in the world or one god-worshipy boy? Find out at 11 when the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom shows up. Really hoping this is showing signs of leveling off a little bit, and I'm not loving that. But again, bureaucracy is a little bit short, a little bit tight on bureaucracy, and I don't want to completely mess up my cash flow, which I have been known to do in previous times. I feel like my gold reserves were lower before. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm privatizing buildings. That's what's happening. I'm privatizing buildings, and there's cash going into the gold reserves. Also, the investment pool is getting larger, which I'm feeling pretty pleased about. Here's hoping they invest in more stuff. In fact, I might be at the point where I can increase the size of the construction queue. Because that investment pool is looking pretty healthy. That said, let's keep working on other stuff for now. With friends like these, the powerful clout that the rural folk hold has become a menacing presence over our government. One of our agents has approached us suggesting a less conventional solution. The door has been opened without anyone noticing it until the wind spreads the documents resting on the wooden desk. Excuse me, a soothing voice announces, carefully picking them up. I hope that my visit doesn't disrupt your important affairs. However, it's been observed that the rural folk are in desperate need of a little guidance towards the right path. That will help both them and us. They surely need our guidance. This will lead to events about diminishing the rural folks' power and securing power to the Journal of Great Qing, or this is utterly immoral. The opportunity is dismissed and we will suppress the rural folk through conventional means. This is utterly immoral. So, here's what I need to do. I completely forgot to do the thing I was going to do. Who can I bring in? You're an anti-monarchist. That doesn't really help me. Same here. You're a Democrat, so you could help, theoretically. Well, I'm going to show available, guys. A royalist. Pointless. It was pointless. No, this guy. This guy's a Democrat. Bring him in. So now, we reorganize the government. Now we put this gentleman in power. We can't yet. But one day we will. Oh man, our government's really goofed up. An exile at the gates. The relatively lenient Qing immigration system has long been attractive to those fleeing their home nations. Recently, Penur Tashi has petitioned to join the stream of people moving to Great Qing. It was one name on a very, very long list. One that had been passed through multiple layers of bureaucracy before being noticed. One fateful day, however, one clerk at the end of his shift pointed at the name and spoke those fatal words. I could swear I heard of that guy before. Penur Tashi is a royalist aligned with the armed forces. He's from Bhutan. Eventually, he too will be Qing, where we will not have someone like this, regardless of president. Salty industrialists. I'm going to say he too will eventually be Qing. Come right on in. Now's not the ideal time, but the scholar officials will be happier later. They're just mad about the failed petition. It's fine. The rural folk are relaxing a little bit too. This group is pressured by the political movement of the agitators. So this guy's part of the liberal movement, I think. And yeah, and the liberal movement, I guess, are not pressuring the rural folk at this time, which is a shame. Oh, that cash flow is looking less good than it's ever been. But we're doing our best. Oh, don't love this number. This is costing us prestige here. We will stop... improving relations with Portugal. I do not need better relations with you, Portugal. Alright, I'm at 3. Tributary, we're 21.9. Ooh, baking powder. Oh, that's a good tech. Oh, we're gonna have groceries for days. Patent stills? Yeah, give us that liquor. All right. Now I am going to go after Afghanistan, but I need to be a little bit more reputable. This number is looking a little bit scary. What does this do? It's due to noble privileges. That's what it is. It's the scholar officials being jerkwads about their privileges and whatnot. Scholar officials are weaker than they've ever been, though. This is good. We are putting together a functioning country at this point. Almost to the point where I have powerful petite bourgeoisie, which is also an interesting situation that I could potentially leverage. You pressuring the rural folk yet? Not yet. There's logistics. Beautiful. So where are we in our situation? We're close. We're in military, we're gonna do triage, and then we're gonna do hydraulic cranes, which is already spreading to us. And then once that's done, we'll get breech loading artillery, repeaters, and hand crank machine guns. And then we'll all be in a real solid situation militarily. Leastwise, solid enough that we'll be able to stand up to our western neighbors. Can I do anything to make these nerds happier? I could go to a dedicated police force. The rural folk would not be happy with that. But unfortunately, I can't do anything to that. Can I bolster the liberal movement? I would love to bolster the liberal movement. Modernizer movement, what do you guys like? You guys like protectionism, compulsory primary school, and interventionism. Alright, so you're like a progressive type movement. Don't love having a British Raj on my border. Haven't gotten a good chance to get to un-British the Raj yet, but, you know, there are options. Alright. Looks like I can go after Afghanistan. The only one who's likely to join is Bukhara. Russia might. So let's see what Russia looks like. 200 battalions, 295 able to be raised. What do they got? They got mostly skirmish... Okay, so they do have skirmish infantry. Were they able to get to a professional army? No, they're still on peasant levy. So I've got 500 battalions. They've got a maximum of 500 battalions. I think I might be able to take them. We'll see. What kind of strength does Afghanistan have? Afghanistan doesn't have much strength at all. So yeah, we'll go after them. We'll turn them into a tributary. Beautiful. So to start, we'll mobilize the 1st Field Army. It's the same army we've mostly been using, and I'm not too worried about it. We've only got the one front here. I think we'll also mobilize the Plain Blue Banner Army. This is one of our medium-sized armies. We'll place them there. And we'll see if Russia gets involved. I could sway Russia in on my side, which would be interesting. I could also potentially sway Kandahar, who wants some territory, but I don't necessarily want to give that territory to them because I'm going to eat them again later. not again. I'm going to eat them later. And feed them. I'm not going to eat them. I'm going to feed them to Afghanistan. That's really where we're going with all this. I do actually want a strong tributary Afghanistan. Now, Russia, what do you want? You want the transfer of... No, I'm not going to give you territory. You fool. You big dummy. Kandahar wants Kandahar. I guess that shouldn't shock anyone. A country should always want itself. Alright, perfect. These are lined up. USA sides with Hanover, and this other situation that doesn't really concern me, or at least shouldn't concern me. Gosh, these barracks really are taking their sweet time getting built. I hope my scholar officials stop being little salty dorks about the about my opening the borders soon, because I really would like to have all the taxes they owe. I don't like tax evasion in my country. Khan is improving relations. Yeah, I bet they are. Improving relations, sweating. Noticing that Persia is also having relations reduced with it. Perfect. Hey, noble privilege is deactivated. That's wonderful. Alright, so now we're in a much better place cash flow-wise. And force comparison here looks rock solid, so I think I'm gonna be able to win this. Now, how are things looking for the investment pool? The investment pool is continuing to increase in size. So I'm going to engage in a modest... modest increase in the size of the construction sector. I'm going to put 4 levels in Hebei, 4 levels in Jiangsu, and 2 levels in Suzhou. Throw those at the top of the queue. Hopefully they will get built within good time. How are we doing? We're winning battles here against Afghanistan, so that should be good. It's not conquering Afghanistan that's the hard part. It's frickin' holding it. There's a reason they call Afghanistan the graveyard of empires. We seem to have split fronts here. These fronts have been merged, so I need to get a front over here to not experience a hairball. A hairball is a dreadful situation to be in militarily, I must say. As a cat, you have to understand the importance of not becoming enhairballed. Come on. Yes! Alright, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I think they've taken over Chitral. Or maybe Chitral just got pushed out of the war. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when I take over Kabulistan. So if I take over Kabulistan and and we get a border over here. Alright, we don't have a border over there. We're good to go. We're where we want to be. Dangerous equipment. The furniture manufactories in eastern Hubei have seen an increase in workplace injuries due to increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. Accidents have always happened, but I felt like I used to have time to react. Not this time. I grabbed his arm to pull him out of the way, and I'd barely gotten a hold of his wrist before the arm was all I held on to. Slow down production while the staff adjusts to this new machinery. Salty industrialists reduce manufacturing industry's throughput in Hubei, eastern Hubei. Or we cannot pull the brakes on the engines of progress. Trade unions unhappy, increased mortality. Eastern Hubei. Have I got a lot of people here? I've got a lot of people here. So, I don't want to piss off my industrialists. Well, my industrialists are very happy. You know what? We'll slow down. We'll take the hit on production. Hopefully it'll be worth it. Alright, hey, Afghanistan, you want to be a tributary? Time for you to be a tributary. Beautiful. So now we'll reduce subject payments, same as we've been doing. I don't have the ability to improve relations with them for now. So I'm going to go ahead and stop improving relations with the Khalsa Raj, because Afghanistan is more important over the long term to get up into positive relations so that they're not increasing in liberty desire. Right, scholar officials are chilled out a little bit. Can I put that guy into the head of the rural folk? Still no. Gosh darn it. But I like that guy. That guy was so cool. He loves democracy and doesn't afraid of anything. Can I get someone else who likes democracy in here? Any exiled agitators? Not a one. Gosh darn it. I got a lot of loyalists in this here rural folk. Oh, something happening? Europeans shooting at each other? France is siding with Oman. Britain's trying to steal a bunch of Oman. I could try un-Britishing their Raj. I really want to un-British their Raj. I know it's selfish, but I desire it so badly. I don't want to steal Dainan, but that's a whole other question. Yes! Haha, yes! Alright, let's see if we can do this. For this front, I only need to kind of hold, so we'll put the 4th Field Army there. But the other field armies... Oh, cripes. I need to manually invade... No, I don't, because we got this spot right down here. Excellent. Ah, the French doing it again. Did I make the 5th Field Army huge for some reason? I think I may have made a mistake. But that's okay. All field armies to the Raj. And then we'll put maybe one of these smaller armies on the border with Dainan as well. Just to make sure we don't end up getting, conquered or something. Getting any of our territory conquered would be a tragedy. Trucial Coast Front, not my problem. Raj Front. Australia damaging medicines. Australia? Why don't you dial it back? Jeepers. Gosh darn it, Australia. Why don't you frickin' chill? I'm going to stop improving relations with Great Britain for now. I think it's... I'm already working on un-Britishing their Raj. So, I think I do want to try and finish out some of these barracks. But if I don't, it wouldn't be a tragedy. Up to 50 construction sectors, so I am building quite a bit. I'll leave them. I'll leave them for now. I've got plenty of a buffer in my gold reserves. They are putting quite a few forces here. So we'll put some forces there as well. Not leaving myself a whole ton of coastal defense forces, but that's okay. Canada's damaging relations. Those jerks. But here is where I am strong. I'm very strong over here. As long as I can defend trade routes to there, I should be fine. Now, what about my other fleet? Alright, there's our war with Great Britain. They didn't put any more war goals. They're trying to get a treaty port in Suzhou. But that's okay. That's just going to give me war support protection. Congratulations, Britain. You played yourself. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put these armies on defense. Because there's nothing useful to me in taking over Dainam at the moment. So we'll just have these armies be defending. No reason to get creative here. It's here that we're going to get creative. Border violation in eastern Guangdong. A group of Protestant missionaries hailing from the British Raj have been caught several miles past the border of eastern Guangdong province, which foreigners are forbidden to access. That's the 13th one we've caught in as many weeks. This one's from the first British Indian. This is the first British Indian that's come for a while. Wait, look at these papers. This one's protected. What can we do? Does it matter? Just a lost Christian who can't read. Our law applies, his does not. Bring them to the border and then have them executed deteriorates relations with British India. Foreign missionaries will not attempt to access eastern Guangdong for the next 10 years. Enforce the 6th clause of our law against superstition. They'll be deported to serve as slaves. Deteriorates British relations. 2% of aristocrat pops in King Kyrgyzia become more loyalist. Or open the province to limited travel. 5% of Confucian pops become more radical. Eastern Guangdong will be open to missionary efforts. I don't know that foreign missionaries showing up isn't really a... Actually, no, we'll do it. We'll frickin' cut them. Because here's the thing. My hope is that the British Raj is not going to be British much longer. We have force superiority here. I'm going to take one of our small armies and move them over here. Just to get them... Just to make sure that I've got coverage in the event of various spreads happening. We are targeting their capital, yes? Yes. So we are moving that way. We are successfully defending against British troops here. We are attacking as well, but not too much. So again, I'm hoping we can get a hold of a lot of territory here, because if we can get to their capital, we can detach the British Raj, and that would be really in everyone's interest, I think. I think we can all agree that that society has evolved past the need for a British Raj. I just think that's sensible. So what are my chances of throwing a cheeky, weird invasion of some kind in here? Of accomplishing some chicanery? Let's find out. Let's find out together. What force do I need? I need the 4th Coastal Force. But you want to attack. We'll use the smaller fleet. Head on over. The Hormuz front. Again, not relevant to my interests. Just hoping Oman doesn't capitulate. Oh, they don't have war support protection. They're losing war support fast. We're on sides with Belgium in an internal war in Belgium. Ooh, realism unlocked. That's fun. I've got some arts academies. Let's get more realistic. And let's have bourgeois patronage, because the literati are not helping me accomplish jack all squat. Beautiful. I've gotten a hold of the British Raj. Let's put another army in here, shall we? This will require a little bit of chicanery. I guess the answer to that question is, though really, let's sneak in the back of Oman. Mutual investment rights. Not right now. Alright, we are expanding in, we are getting up to some silliness. Hey, we freed Oman. Excellent. I don't know how they managed to get back a bunch of territory over here, but that certainly happened, and I'm not pleased about it. I experienced some chicanery of the fronts over here that I am wishing I had not experienced. Language in the classroom. Schools should teach them to speak the proper language. We've heard that event 1,000 times, and it never really seems to lead to any happiness. Get to the front and get attacking, sir, please. Are we successfully defending in here? We are Sardinia, Piedmont. I don't even know whose side they're on. They're on my side. They're losing. But we're winning in the defense over here, so that should be good. Alright, alright, alright. You, sir, need to go to this front. I don't know how you wound up not there, but that's where you need to be. You need to be on this front. Fine. Go to the Ceylon Northern Sirkar's front, but don't ever say I never done anything for you. Alright, this army needs to go over here. This wee army. Again, as long as we can keep holding the capital of the Raj, we'll be okay. And this army's on its way over here, so hopefully we won't end up losing any territory going this way. Ontario, Quebec front. Who's invading Canada right now? The French. Perfect. Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, does Great Britain have war support protection? They do, because they don't have war reparations, but how is... What about the Raj? What is the British Raj situation? Their war support's very low, but they can't capitulate until Great Britain capitulates, and Great Britain's not going to capitulate until we're holding... Hey! Austria is unilaterally guaranteeing our independence. Beautiful. You better be going to this front. You're going to this front. Alright, we're good. Just making sure. I'm going to send another one of my small armies in here, because we're experiencing some serious French chicanery in India. There are so many fronts and so little time to manage the battles on all of them. We're going to turn these armies into defense armies for now, because we're having a little bit of a hard time keeping them functioning. We need to start advancing this front as fast as we can. And then once we got the Raj closed out, I can just straight out attack Britain, no problem. In fact, I may do just that right now. With this here 5th Field Army, who no longer have a front they need to be manning. Let's do it. There's someone already invading home counties. So we'll invade the West County. And I can't do it with my main fleet because of something. So, instead, we'll travel to France. To the front of France. And I'll grab my fleet. Once they're not in a battle anymore, I'll grab my fleet and head there, and then maybe... Unfortunately, I'm fleeing, but as time goes by... Well, now they've been defeated. Alright, I might be able to invade with the other weaker fleet. Where are they? They're over here. So let's get them at least underway towards Britain, and we'll figure out the rest when the time comes. Unfortunately, this episode is basically close to being done. I will get us into December, and then close it out. Armies are engaging in all kinds of weird front chicanery in India, but again, if we can hold this territory and get a little territory in Britain, we might be able to clinch a win here, and I would be so delighted if that happens. That being said, that is all the time we all the Victoria 3 we've got time for tonight, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.